Have you ever felt like life is constantly testing you? Like no matter how hard you try, things still happen that are completely out of your control. Have you ever wished you could find the calm in the storm, the ability to stand unshaken no matter what comes your way? Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss the tools, strategies, and mindset shifts that will help you build an unshakable life. Today, we explore the timeless wisdom of the Stoics, a path not just to surviving life's challenges, but mastering them. This isn't just philosophy, it's a way of living, one that teaches you to control your mind, strengthen your will, and walk with unshakable power. 1. Control what you can. So much of human anxiety comes from trying to command the ocean instead of learning to sail it. The Stoics understood this centuries ago, and they left us one of their most practical pieces of wisdom. Separate what is within your control from what is not. This is more than a mental trick, it's the foundation of emotional resilience. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The moment you truly internalize this, you stop waging futile wars against weather, fate, or the moods of others, and you begin redirecting your energy toward the only battlefield you can win, your own mind. Think about your daily frustrations, the traffic jam that makes you late, the colleague who undermines you, the unexpected illness, the sudden economic downturn. These things happen whether you approve or not. You can shout at the clouds, but they will not move for you. The Stoic asks, will this be the thing that owns you, or will you own yourself in the face of it? By focusing only on what you can influence, your response, your preparation, your perspective, you turn setbacks into training grounds for strength. Epictetus compared life to a ship at sea. You can't control the wind's direction or the sea's temperament, but you can adjust your sails, steer your rudder, and choose your attitude. This is not a passive act, it's a deliberate, disciplined engagement with reality. The captain who blames the wind remains stranded, the one who works with what is given makes port despite the storm. This principle doesn't mean ignoring the world's problems. It means addressing them in the only way that works, by focusing on the actions available to you. For instance, you can't force someone to like you, but you can speak honestly and treat them with respect. You can't make the economy stable, but you can improve your skills and manage your resources wisely. By narrowing your focus to what you can control, you paradoxically expand your power. Many people resist this teaching because they mistake it for surrender. In truth, it is liberation. When you stop pouring your strength into the impossible, you have more left to invest in the possible. You stop living in a constant state of agitation and begin to act with clarity. Your emotional state becomes less dependent on external chaos and more rooted in inner stability. The Stoics weren't advocating emotional detachment for its own sake. They were teaching strategic focus. When you grasp this, you stop living like a cork tossed by the waves and start living like a helmsman with purpose. Life becomes less about the uncontrollable winds and more about how skillfully you navigate them. That is where real peace begins, not in ruling the world, but in ruling yourself. 2. Accept what you cannot. Acceptance is one of the hardest virtues to practice because it feels at first like loss. We think that if we accept what we cannot change, we are somehow endorsing it. But the Stoics understood that acceptance is not agreement, it is alignment with reality. Seneca said, "A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not." This isn't resignation, it's clarity. It's choosing to stop wrestling with the unmovable so you can walk forward unburdened. Consider how much suffering comes from refusing to accept the inevitable. Aging,
change, the passing of seasons, the impermanence of relationships, the unpredictability of life. When you resist these truths, you create a constant undercurrent of frustration. You end up like a swimmer thrashing against the tide, exhausted but no closer to shore. Acceptance is the moment you turn with the current and begin to swim with purpose instead of against futility. Many people confuse acceptance with giving up, but the difference is in where your attention goes. Giving up says, "There's nothing I can do, so I quit." Acceptance says, "This is the terrain, now how will I travel it?" It frees you from wasting energy on denial and channels it into adaptation. Instead of cursing the rain, you put on a coat and keep moving. Instead of resenting a setback, you adapt your plans to fit the new reality. This does not mean you should never resist injustice or hardship. Rather, it means you first acknowledge reality as it is before deciding how to respond. If an illness comes, acceptance means you stop pretending you're invincible and start focusing on treatment. If a door closes, acceptance means you stop banging on it in blind rage and look for the next open path. Acceptance clears your vision so you can see your options clearly. The Stoics warned that our greatest suffering often comes from fighting what is unchangeable. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your judgment about it." By accepting what is beyond your control, you free yourself from the tyranny of impossible expectations. You stop demanding that the universe bend to your will, and instead you learn how to bend without breaking.
3. Discipline and duty. Discipline is not merely about forcing yourself to do unpleasant things. It's the deliberate shaping of your character through consistent action. The Stoics saw it as the mental equivalent of training the body, small, repeated efforts that build endurance over time. Without discipline, the best intentions crumble under pressure. With it, you become steady in the face of difficulty, able to act not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Duty takes discipline and gives it direction. It is the commitment to act in accordance with your values, even when there's no immediate reward or applause. In a Stoic sense, duty is not something imposed from the outside. It comes from an inner recognition of what is right. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do what is right. The rest doesn't matter." This is the essence of duty, to live by principles, not convenience. Many people live reactively, swayed by moods, trends, or temptations. Discipline frees you from this volatility. It is the structure that keeps you aligned with your purpose even when emotions try to pull you elsewhere. Imagine a soldier in the midst of chaos. Discipline keeps them on task, and duty reminds them why the task matters in the first place. In practice, discipline is built through habits, rising early to prepare your mind, finishing the work you start, choosing the harder but wiser path over the easy escape. Duty ensures those habits serve more than personal comfort. They serve the greater good, your responsibilities, and your moral compass. When the two work together, they form a resilient foundation for a meaningful life. The Stoics understood that without discipline, you are a slave to impulse. Without duty, discipline becomes mere self-punishment. Combined, they give you both control and purpose. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Discipline is mastery over the self. Duty is mastery over the direction of that mastery. A life guided by discipline and duty is not necessarily easier. In fact, it often asks more of you. But it also shields you from the chaos of drifting aimlessly.
You are no longer tossed by circumstance because you have chosen your course and trained yourself to walk it. This is why the Stoics place such high value on these twin virtues. They make you both the architect and the guardian of your own life, ensuring that when your days are done, you can look back knowing you lived with strength and integrity.
4. Courage in adversity. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. Adversity is where your true character is revealed. A person who has never faced hardship may seem strong, but it is only when the storms arrive that we see the roots of their strength. Fear will always whisper reasons to retreat, to delay, to hide. Courage is the voice that answers, "I will go forward anyway." It's not a reckless charge, but a conscious choice to step into discomfort because you value something more than your own safety. Life will challenge you. Pain, loss, and uncertainty will visit all of us, and none of us are immune to the blows of fate. Loved ones will leave, plans will crumble, and health will falter. The Stoic way is not to deny the sting of these events, but to refuse to be ruled by them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is courage, not waiting for perfect conditions, but choosing to meet each difficulty with steadiness, even when the outcome is uncertain. Every difficulty is a test. Will you shrink, or will you rise? Courage is the decision to keep walking when the path is steep, to face hardship without surrendering your spirit. It is not about never falling, it is about rising each time you do. Seneca reminds us that fire tests gold, and adversity tests the brave. When you live this way, adversity becomes a forge that shapes you into something stronger, tempering your resolve the way heat tempers steel. True courage also means confronting the truths you'd rather avoid. It's easy to fight an external enemy. It's harder to face the weaknesses within yourself, your fears, your resentments, your insecurities. But the Stoic knows that the greatest battles are often fought in the mind. To have the courage to say, "I was wrong," or "I must change," is to display a strength more enduring than any physical bravery. It is the inner victory that prepares you for the world's outer trials. And so, courage is not a rare, heroic act reserved for grand moments. It is the daily discipline. It's speaking truth when silence would be safer. It's showing up for someone in need even when you feel drained. It's maintaining hope when circumstances tempt you toward despair. Each small act of courage builds upon the last until you carry within you an unshakable core. In the Stoic view, this is the ultimate preparation for life. Not to wait for ease, but to be ready for difficulty, and to meet it with a heart that does not yield.
5. Living with virtue. The Stoics believed the highest goal in life was to live with virtue, to align your actions with wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control. These 4 cardinal virtues are the compass points that guide the Stoic through life's uncertainty. Without them, we drift, pulled by impulse and circumstance. With them, we walk a steady path, regardless of where the winds of fate blow. Virtue is not an ornament we put on for display, it is the foundation of character, the unseen structure that holds everything else together. Virtue isn't just about morality, it's about power. When you act with integrity, you cannot be shaken by gossip, manipulation, or fear. You stand tall, knowing that you are guided by something greater than impulse. Epictetus taught that no one can truly harm you unless they can make you abandon your principles. And if your principles are firm, you are beyond their reach. This is why the Stoics saw virtue not as an abstract ideal, but as the ultimate source of freedom and strength. Living with virtue means being the same person in the light as in the dark, in victory as in defeat. It means that your words are trustworthy and your actions consistent, whether or not anyone is watching.
A person of virtue does not shift their standards to suit convenience or personal gain. Their conscience is their highest authority, and they would rather suffer loss than compromise their deepest values. To live this way is to be free from the constant anxiety of pretending to be what you are not. But virtue isn't automatic. It is cultivated through deliberate practice. Wisdom comes from seeking truth and learning from both success and failure. Justice is honed by treating others with fairness even when they do not return it. Courage grows by facing difficulty instead of avoiding it. Self-control strengthens each time you master an impulse in service of a greater good. These virtues reinforce one another, forming a life that is whole and undivided. To live with virtue is to choose long-term honor over short-term advantage, to act rightly not because it is easy, but because it is right. It is to hold yourself accountable to a higher standard, even when the world offers excuses. The Stoic knows that fortune may grant or take away wealth, reputation, and comfort, but virtue is always within your control. And when you anchor yourself in it, you walk through life with the quiet confidence of one who cannot be bought, swayed, or broken.
Life will always be uncertain. Storms will come, losses will happen, and challenges will test you. But when you follow the Stoic path, controlling what you can, accepting what you cannot, living with discipline, meeting adversity with courage, and holding fast to virtue, you stop being at the mercy of the world and you start mastering it. Remember, the power you seek is already within you. The Stoics didn't wait for perfect conditions to live with strength, neither should you. So take these principles and live them, not tomorrow, not someday, today, because the Stoic path isn't something you study, it's something you walk.